very much indeed. Welcome back. Well, it's funny how different parts of the world get associated with different types of music. You think of New Orleans and you think of jazz. You think of Liverpool and you think of the beat boom. What about Ghana? Well, that's the birthplace of John Cale, one of the founder members of the Velvet Underground. We met in Manhattan.
Leaving it up to you. Leaving it up to you.
It seems almost as if you divorced yourself from Wales when you moved first to London and then to New York. Was that a conscious decision, or just didn't you have any time to think about home?
Well, looking back on it now, it seems like it started when I was traveling around with the Youth Orchestra of Wales. That really, the best parts of the years in Wales were the years with the Youth Orchestra. And that involved going away and really concentrating on music solely for a very enjoyable month every year in the summer.
I hear hissing in the distance as the trains come crawling over the hill. They're crawling over the hill like rattlesnakes in the desert sun. They're blistering up my spell, they're breaking it up. What else is there?
You brought up in a small mining village. What was it like coming to New York?
It was very exciting and it was frightening. And it was going through the teenage years all over again, only in a large city. And there was a certain amount of grand idealism and grand illusion about the future coming from Wales that I didn't buy into the rationale you got from most parents, which was be a doctor or a lawyer because that's a good living. And I didn't believe that you could make a living as a musician.
I was a kid growing up through the 60s. I remember, you know, people like you were considered to be subversive, weren't they? I mean, I remember seeing programs with Andy Warhol. They had women painting canvases with their breasts. And I remember the talk going around at that time that these people were subversives, they're communists, they're this and they're that. I mean, but now you realize what stature they had. They were just breaking new ground. I mean, it wasn't true at the time, but they, you know, Andy Warhol is now considered to be right, isn't he? He's accepted. Are you accepted?
I doubt it. I mean, I think it's something that people are very wary of. I mean, if somebody wears too many hats, and people tend to like have a second look before they really commit. That's not something I mind at all. I mean, I prefer to have that happen than to be just glibly accepted.
Say, fear's a man's best friend. You added up and brings you down. You added up and brings you down. Well, sing, fear's a man's best friend. Say,
in your latest album, in the acoustic album where you just play guitar and play piano and sing, there are glimpses at last of Garnett, of Ammanford, of Swansea. Is that something you've just come to terms with now, that you've got to an age where you can look back without it being painful?
No, I never found it painful to look back. It was just something that was there that hadn't been addressed, and it was always there. It's always there in the music, and I don't think it's ever going to go away. I think it's an element that's there. I hope I develop it, you know, in a lyrical way that makes it feel like it has. I mean, it feels like it has a large role to play in whatever I've done. because what I learned when I was there is really what's kept me going all these years.
You walk around the streets of New York. I feel it at home because I've seen it so many times on my television. It's very easy for Britons to accept American culture. Is New York ready for Garnet? Is it ready for hearing about that sort of life? Are they interested?
I think they're ready for really anything that has that kind of anthracite in it that I was talking about before. That really steely-eyed, glimpse of eternity that various people have from time to time.
Since my baby left me, I found a new place to dwell. Down the end of Lonely Street, Heartbreak Hotel.
I mean, the whole thing seems to be so divorced from rock and roll, in that you're much more concerned with the whole man rather than just selling records. I mean, the whole thing with the Velvet Underground was that you hardly sold a record.
Well, we weren't interested in that, that's why. And I think we're not interested in it still. There are fairly simple ways that you can make that situation work. For instance, you do a tour, and then you record a live album, and you make a film, and then you've capped that one on the head, pretty much. It doesn't address future concerns that the band has. It merely sort of puts a cap on everything so far and says, well done, lads, you can do it again.
Yeah.
So I hope that's kind of an inspiration to other people not to stop at where they are.
Feels alone every year. You could die.